So, Will, why is it that Quakers make a journey into the grounds of Hillsborough Castle once a year?
Well, that's where our meeting house was until 1836, when the Marquis asked us to move and actually rebuilt our meeting house in Park Street. So to keep our right to go and see our burial ground, in fact, to have our right to continue to have it as a burial ground, once a year we have the right to visit. And we do that, and we have done that for about 170 years.
So I understand we've been making this journey for about 170 years up to the old burial ground. What do you see happening in the future with that?
Yeah, I don't think it's not the walking, it's not marching a traditional route that's important here. No, what's important, I think, is that we use it to reflect on the history and the tradition that started by these early Quakers. Very early on in Quakers, in the 17th century they came here and they started this process, and they were very central to Ulster Quakers. And our job is to continue and develop that and find what's relevant for our present time. And as I say, what's exciting is people are interested in it, new people are joining us and are very interested in the discussion and are really active socially and spiritually in their work. So it is a living tradition.
And I noticed that we normally go through a different gate, but we went through a larger gate today. I believe the other gate is called the Quaker Gate. And is that because that's our gate? Do we have a key to that, or?
Apparently we used to have keys to the gates, but I think obviously in the security times when it was used by the Secretaries of State, I think they did take our keys from us, but we have this right, and they open it very carefully for us once a year to make sure we do that.
And I noticed that the place looks a bit different this year. What has happened, or has there been changes made?
Yes, though in the 1960s they planted yew trees in Graveyard, and actually they've grown up and they were becoming quite tall and actually cutting out all the light. Now that more visitors are going to the garden, somebody suggested it'd be nice to have a quiet place for reflection in the middle of the burial ground, and we Quakers were delighted with that idea and encouraged them to do that. And they've now taken away some of the yew trees, cut them down a bit and put in a nice bench there. So it's a much more reflective place than it was before.
As I understand it, the meeting house stopped being a meeting house per se, for meeting for worship in the 1950s, but recently there's been a bit of a flurry of activity back in the meeting house again.
Well, indeed. We, about 5 or 6 years ago, a group of us felt that such a beautiful building should be, one, restored, and that we should try and use it more broadly. And that's started a monthly meeting. The last Sunday of every month, we were meeting here. With lockdown, well, we meet on Zoom. In fact, we meet twice a month on Zoom, and we also have a discussion group in the intervening weeks. And now 15 to 20 friends and people who are interested in Quakers from the area and some other meetings are using this place to come together and talk about the process. We've got a lively community once again in Hillsborough, and we're delighted with that.